Hello and welcome to those Dent Guys with me, Martin Sadler from Dent Remover.
And I'm Ben Ridley from Trident PDR. And as you'll notice, we've got ourselves a special guest today, none other than Mr. Aaron Chappell from Dentfx. So if you've watched episode 3, which hopefully you have, and if you haven't, definitely go back on YouTube and check it out. You'll know that we're doing a deep dive into all the social media platforms and how they can benefit your paintless dent removal company. And on this episode, we are going to be taking a deep dive into Instagram. Now, Aaron is not only a savagely good dent technician, he's also very, very savvy with his Instagram campaign. So we thought we'd bring him on the show and he can help talk us through how he's done what he's done with his Instagram and what his game plan is and how he goes about it. So Aaron, how you doing, buddy?
Well, good, mate. Yeah. Good. I appreciate you having us on. Like I say, when you first spoke about it, I feel it's nice that you got me on as a first guest, as they say.
No problem. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah. How was your Christmas break, buddy?
Yeah, all good. Same as everyone's really. Sitting at home.
Yeah.
Wondering what to do. No, it's been good to have a break, to be honest. And yeah, it's good to have a break, evaluate everything. And it's been a bit of a weird year last year. So
yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's just nice to think about what I want to do for this year, really. It's been nice. I'm sort of looking forward to getting back into it. And yeah.
Are you busy? You got plenty of work on?
Yeah. I mean, it's this time of year. It's normally quiet for me anyway.
Right.
And it's not the best working outside, is it, right now? I've not got the luxury of used to in the nice warm workshop.
Oh, let me tell you now, it's okay having the workshop, but when that shutter door has to keep going up and down and this, that, and the other, it's no warmer, but it is drier.
Yeah,
Drier,
it's just the wind. I think it's the wind chill as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're going to get guests onto the show, we're always going to start off with just a little bit of an introduction to yourself and your company. So basically how you got into the industry, just a quick overview and where you're at. So yeah, where did you start? How did you get to where you are, buddy?
Yeah, well, to be honest, when I left school, I went straight into college. I was going to do mechanics, but as I was going to get an apprenticeship, there was a garage local to me, and I thought I'll give them a try, and it was a body shop. But I was already sort of doing that anyway on the weekends, like on a Saturday job. But yeah, and then they took me on, and I done the program with Vauxhall, like a apprenticeship program. So I was with them for 3 years, and it was for paint refinishing. So it was more the paint side of things.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, but I enjoyed it really. And it's just, I worked with them, and I worked with a lot of old school panel beaters really.
Yeah.
Was your panel beating or was your painting?
Well, the thing is, I started doing the painting, but I preferred doing the panel side of things and the fitting really, like MET stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there for 3 years, and then I got made redundant after 3 years, which was not great. Just before Christmas, and then I got another Vauxhall dealer called me up and got me. Basically, I got into another Vauxhall dealer for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
And then and then I went into more the panel side of things. Again, I worked with another guy who's really like hands-on, like one-to-one. And it was nice to just have the time to spend sort of learning stuff really.
Yeah.
And, doing a lot like with Martin, cutting panels off, welding things on, getting cars on the jigs. But yeah, I just love doing, I love just anything that's, where people go, oh, that can't be repaired. You go, yeah, no, that's all right. That'd be fine. Until you're bleeding, and you've got bits of things on you and you go, oh. But yeah.
Bits of metal in your eye.
Yeah, bits of metal in your eye, I don't know, holes everywhere, fire,
Fire?
Yeah, it's just...
I was just about to say you boys
the bigger the better.
Yeah, right, absolutely. I was just about to say you boys are welcome at my workshop any day of the week with all your MET skills and the fact that you actually enjoy doing it. Oh, it's the worst part of the job.
No, but honestly, and that's what sort of, it reminds me of doing PDR actually, because it's a lot about working stuff out. It's not just like I worked with a lot of people and they just rip things off and they don't even think about it. But that's almost the nice thing about it, because you got to look into it and figure it out. Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the same situation, I got made redundant again. The Vauxhall dealer shut down.
No way.
And then I just went from body shop to body shop, and I just lost heart with it, really. But yeah, then I was working again. So I've always been in a body shop background my whole life, really. Yeah, and then I had some bad news in my life. My best friend passed away, like really, really suddenly. And
sorry to hear.
I was 23 years old, and it was yesterday actually. Yeah, and it was one of them things. I just sort of thought, what am I doing? I need to sort my life out. And the thing is with the body shops, you know what it's like. They don't pay any money. The insurance is not good. They don't treat you very well. And no one's got any heart in it, really.
Just a job.
So yeah, it's just a job, and it's like I actually enjoy doing it, but no one else really cares, and it's sort of quite. Yeah. You get fed up with it, There's only so many times you can go to work, and people go, "Oh, I hate this place," I can't wait to get out, and it's like, mate, you're not in prison, This is. I actually like doing this job,
Yeah, I must admit.
But yeah, it was.
I don't know about any of you other lads. Like when you go into some of your trade places, you get that, obviously not mentioning.
They're like zombies. They just come over to you and they're like, "Oh, what's it like out there?"
This person starts slagging off that person, then that one comes to you, and it's like, oh my god, wow.
Yeah. Well, when I was working in the body shop, you get there in the morning and you do I was doing 50 hours a week and half an hour for dinner time. And it's just like, I'm spending all my time. All my time in this box. There must be something else out there.
And you go in the tea room and you all move around. You go to the tea room and you sit in there, eat your sandwiches.
Special place, yeah.
And then you all go outside. You all go at the same time. It's just like you feel very much just like a machine. But again, I worked at Dagenham Motors, a big Ford plant as well, and it was just, people from when I first started to then, which was 7 years, it was. Like asking people, can you give us a hand with this bumper? And everyone's like, no, I don't get paid to do that.
Not my job, yeah, not my job.
And you just think it's not even worth it. It's not worth. It doesn't matter how much money they pay you.
Yeah.
But that was the basic background before PDR, and then like I said, I got in. To be honest, I was in a really bad way in my life, and I just sort of thought, you know what, I'm going to try something new, and a job I looked online and I found this job come up, and it was for I'm not going to say the company because they don't need the airtime. Yeah, but I worked for a company, and it all seemed good on paper. They say all these things. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it was for me, I thought it's a new start. I had my own place and things like that, so I thought I still got bills to pay, and I want to make my life better in the future. And and I trained with them for about a year. But no, saying that, I trained. It was very much, I got there and they showed us a few things, and it was very much just like, like people with dog, they get a dog and just leave it in there and hope that it's going to learn on its own.
Okay, yeah.
And it was very much just like, right, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. I'll leave you in there. I'll come back. At the end of the day, and you think
just to try and sort it out for yourself, figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, and then it got to, and there's only so much you can do if you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah,
so
it's been led to the different stages, don't you?
Yeah, like I didn't really have a very good start, to be honest. And all the tools, like even I don't know. I've always bought the best quality stuff I can buy, and you think this. You can't push a dent and the piece of metal is moving. It's like I'm not a professional, but I was like, I know this is not right. But yeah, and it just went on, and then once we were sort of out on the road, it's I was like, I still don't really know what I'm doing, but you don't really have a choice, and it was a lot of just trade. Like these companies have got a lot of people working for them. It's all trade. It's not about quality, it's about quantity.
Yeah,
and but basically it was a new area, so it was a gamble for the company, but it was on my expense really, and it it just didn't work out. You know, I was driving from my house, I leave of my house at 7, drive to down south, and probably get back at 10 p.m. And I was doing that for a few months, trying to do better. And again, everything, you know, I had, because of the stress of that and trying to pay my bills.
Yeah.
It just went down, and like a downward spiral, basically. Yeah. So it never started off good, to be honest. And I had basically all of that, and the mental stress
It's
of
a lot
my
of
friends,
stress.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of just went off. Yeah, and I kind of just went off the rails, and you know, I lost my place, I lost my partner, and I just, it was one of them things, you know, just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then, so what I done, I used my money from my flat, you know, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to start my own business. And I took the time out, I'd used the money, I moved back to my parents. I bought loads of tools. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I bought loads of Ultra Dent tools, and it was brilliant. Yeah, I just bought and I was like, I don't know what this stuff is, but it's great. And and just watched loads of videos and just kept practicing. And then I went to I went to garages and just kept practicing and practicing. I say, you know, I'll do it for cheap, but I'll just give it a go. You know, I've got nothing to lose. And obviously, you know, traders, they're like, yeah, of course.
They'll take it, definitely.
Yeah. And then that's when I started to sort of, you know, once you do the small dent, and then you realise that a big dent is just lots of small little dents, really. And it's just good, man. But like, that's what got me into the big stuff, because like I said, I was in a bad place, and it helps you. It really helps you focus on something different. So I turned a bad situation to something good, and basically PDR got me out of it. Got me in a bad situation, it got me out of it. So
a
bit of an emotional one, really.
Yeah,
it's been mad, and it's just the whole journey has just been crazy, and it's just sort of like the emotional stress has just been up and down, and then I sort of I'm doing mostly trade work, and taking advantage of me because I was young. And sort of like, you know, young, not in a good place, and they see that straight away.
Yeah. When did you?
Just vulnerable.
When did you set up on your own? Then
that was 2000.
Yeah. So
I mean, like I say, 2014 is when I like sort of kind of officially started. But it was one of them. It's just sort of I didn't really know where I wanted it to take it. Really, it was more sort of I just wanted it to earn some money and get a job. And then doing the trade stuff again, it just. You don't really get any I don't know, it doesn't satisfy you, you know what I mean? You do it and you just sort of, it's no different than being in the body shop again.
Well, it probably satisfies you, but you're not getting the feedback from a customer. It's just a dent. They aren't bothered.
It can be quite like a factory line in a way, can't it? You know, it's not focusing on that one car with that one person. I think it's the emotional attachment, isn't it? You know,
I know.
Got a customer there who's gutted about this dent and this, that, and the other, and once you can pull it off for them, there's a genuine sort of sense.
Yeah.
You know, whereas
I've always sort of wanted.
It's just in and out. It's just in and out the door, isn't it? In out. No one cares.
But then it's kind of nice sometimes, you know, if you're not, you know, you can just crack on, get the jobs done and go home. Yeah. But then it's just, I don't know. Yeah, no. And then, like I say, too, it was always up and down. And then that's when I started Instagram I started taking photos and putting it on Instagram to show the trade customers, just showing them what I can do, basically. Because I'm doing these nasty repairs for these traders, and I think, do you know what? I'll take a picture of that, you know, and then take a video. And then I started putting on Facebook, started putting on Instagram, and then then it was one of them things again. I just think, this is good, you know, I like doing this. And
so, at this point of time, it'd be good to just sort of say to everyone that's watching, listening, if you're not following Aaron on any of the social medias, especially Instagram, obviously, because it's what we're talking about. Aaron, just let everyone know all your usernames so people can go and watch, go and follow you, and they can check out exactly what we're talking about and exactly what you've been up to. So what's all your usernames?
So it's all on all the socials. It's at Dentfx, on Instagram, Facebook, on Google.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all I try and keep it up to date as best I can.
Yeah, so perfect for anyone that's listening. If you go and check out Aaron's pages now, definitely give him a follow because the content is next level. Yeah. I mean, we'll get into that in a minute, but we had a bit of a pre-production meeting last night, didn't we? And we were sort of saying about one of Aaron's recent stories that was just unreal. Yeah. It was benchmark stuff. But if we scooch back just a little bit, what do you remember sort of what year it was you started Instagram?
Maybe 2014 again, but it wasn't. It was one of them. It was just sort of like as and when I do a job, I'll put something on.
Yeah.
But I think, and then I probably 2015 maybe. But again, and then I went away. I went away for a bit. And then I come back, and I was like, do you know what? I went away on a big trip to Australia, and I was like, do you know what? I can't. It's fun for a while, but I was like, I'm not that sort of person, you know. I do like doing this. I miss fixing dents. It's crazy.
Mate, they've got plenty in Australia, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, then I come home, I was like, do you know what? And I come back and I bought a new van, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna just focus on making a brand rather than just being the guy and who fixes dents. And and then I sort of come up, I wanted a simple logo, you know, like I said to you guys yesterday, because I just thought just thinking about the whole situation, you know, I want things to people to recognize. And and I've done so much reading, you know, so many people ask, oh, how'd you do that? I was like, mate, you just got to read, read and read. And, you know, after a while you go insane because you've read so much stuff, you think, I don't understand this. And then one day you go, oh yeah, actually, I get it.
I think you just have to pull what's relevant for you. And I mean, again, just going back to what you said there about your logo and this, that, and the other, that's a super, super important part of all this social media stuff. Well, your business in general, but especially on social media, is to have that strong branding, you know, and that everything you do and everything you output has that kind of branding with it, whether that's the color code of your logo or the logo itself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like with your blue.
Yeah,
blue is it's quite a calming sort of colour, so it's good. And same with green, actually.
Exactly.
And red is just like
plenty of green.
Hello.
It's either a logo or a style of how you bring it up, you know, put across your content, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even down to. I think
the main thing is just for people to familiarise themselves with stuff.
Yeah.
And again, reading stuff as well, you know, like McDonald's, it's not good food. It's not any good to you,
what?
But no one knows. Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not a good company. Like the marketing is so simple, but they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely.
See, that's the thing. Sorry, go on.
No, you got like Nike as well, you know, Nike shoes.
Yeah.
You know, just do it. Really simple, but everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I mean, again, you've got to really think about what your company is, how you want to portray yourself. You know, I mean, even down to the music you use in your video clips or whatever it is you're doing. You know, think about your customer base and the people you're advertising to. You know, I mean, when you get down to maybe some of the car rappers and stuff, you're probably dealing with your slightly younger generation maybe. So again, your music might be something more relevant, like, you know, your dubsteps or your bigger dance music type music. Well, that kind of thing isn't necessarily going to work for my company because I try and brand myself on sort of being fairly clean and modern.
Yeah.
So
customers that actually book in, don't waste your time.
So you have to sort of think about what you're putting out visually, sonically, and just how you're portraying yourself on all these social media.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, with your anything that you put up, every post, if you try and think about it like this is the one post that you're trying to sell your business with. I know it's quite hard because you just snap away and put stuff on there, but if you can kind of do it that way, it'll work good for your business.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, does either of you guys have sort of like a method to your Instagram? Like, I'll get onto why I'm asking you this in a minute. Like, do you have certain days you'll post a certain thing on, or do you try and consciously do X amount of posts a week, or how are you laying it out?
I mean, for me personally, I know I should post. Ideally, it depends on the mood, really. You know, it's all well and good saying, "Oh yeah, I'd love to post it here and this day and post that then," but like realistically, you know, you can do it for a few weeks and then you sort of like, oh yeah, and you want to change it up. But I do think ideally, looking at it, is mornings is good because people like to look at stuff in the morning religiously, even if you want to or not. And same with the evenings. But most busy people are not looking for it in the daytime.
Yeah.
Unless people in offices, to be honest, everyone's on their phones now. It's not even.
Yeah, that's what I said last time. Everyone's just stuck to the phones, just scrolling and scrolling.
It's a very good point, though. What times of day you posting? Because I mean, I've tried to consciously do mine around the sort of 7 to 8 o'clock window in an evening. Yeah. You know, when you're in from work, hopefully you've probably had your dinner, kids are in bed, maybe, don't know. You know, but Martin had a good point a few weeks back, which is why we swapped releasing those Dent guys on a Friday to Sunday morning, because obviously Martin's big on his analytics. Yeah, big on the analytics, and noticed that 10:30 Sunday morning is prime time for people just sat down, waking up, just scrolling. Not scrolling past our content though, because it's so engaging. It's like, oh, those Dent guys, got to watch that.
Oh, first one.
Again, as well, like in the summer, you know, people are not so active in the evenings and stuff because people are actually doing stuff, you know. So you've got to think about things like that as well. I think, you know, in the summer it's more in the morning because people want to do stuff, and then people are out and about. Whereas in the winter is like people earlier, you know, 4 o'clock, people are sort of already wound down.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
But also now with everyone in lockdown, you know, everyone's.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah,
everyone's around all the time, so you may as well just post it whenever. And
they've got a captive audience, unfortunately, but it's true. You know, first thing in the morning sounds good to me. You know, just stick it on there because not many people are at work at the moment, or you know, people are in lockdown. So first thing in the morning before people start doing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good time,
but even sometimes, you know, like you saying, even just people scrolling past it, it's like even if they scroll past it, even if they glimpse it, they've still seen it. And that's the thing. If you've got a good brand that people recognise, they keep seeing it and they keep seeing it, and then they go, "Oh, I've seen that somewhere," you know.
Yeah. You always make sure that your branding or your logo or your name is on the first picture. So if you're putting like multiple pictures up, you always make sure it's the first one.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something I've started doing. I mean, going back to why I asked you if you've got an order on what you post things. So what I've started consciously doing this year is I want to populate my Instagram grid so it looks uniform. So on a Monday, I'm posting those motivational video things, like the meme type things.
Yeah.
Then midweek, I'm going to do what I'm calling the porn shot. So it's like just a glamorous sort of angled PDR shot, maybe some filters on it, just a really eye-catching, engaging image. So that's going to go down the middle of the grid. And then it's like today, I've done my before and afters, so that hopefully after weeks and weeks have gone by, when you look at my Instagram page, it's going to be the Monday inspiration things, the awesome shots, and the before and afters. So it's very sort of familiar, and everyone goes, "Oh, yeah, that's right. You make some notes."
Yeah.
So everyone knows, oh, there's before and afters. That's what I want to see. Or, wow, those shots are cool. Hopefully, let's have a look at some, you know, blah, blah, blah. Of course. Just, it makes that page look good. Because at the minute, I've looked at my Instagram grid and it's like, what am I even looking at? It's just, what's going on?
Yeah.
So maybe worth something thinking about.
Good idea.
I mean, from now, though, let's talk about the separate areas of what you can do on Instagram. So you've got your main posts, which obviously show up on your grid, you sort of 3 rows by X amount of whatever. And you've got your stories and you've got your reels.
I was just about to add with main posts, it's always good to use engaging captions and be smart with your hashtags.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Let's talk about those main posts. What's the best way of going about them? You know, like I've just spoken about. Be honest,
go on. Yeah. Whereas I feel like lately, I mean, before and after pictures are great in general for people to see your work, but people don't necessarily they see them, but they don't. They just go, right, yeah, great, because it's literally just a bit, you know, it's a before
Especially
and
if
after.
you're always putting them on all the time for like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like that was the thing when you keep posting it every day, same time. People sort of like, yeah. But even today, posting the picture of something different, you know, with a glue puller or something like that. And like before, I posted a picture of like, and posted a picture of like a tap down, and people just go crazy because they like, oh, what's that? You know, and they're used to seeing, you know, oh, before and after, and they go, oh, what's that? And it's things like that, like things, you know, we get excited when you look on TDN, you order new tools, you know, like, but people don't even know, like so many customers, they pick stuff up and they go, oh, what's this? What's that for? And you'd be surprised how interested people are of like, you know, like a plastic tap down, and then you get like the carbon one out and they go, whoa, wow, is that real carbon? Yeah, and you're like, yeah.
Start magpieing.
Yeah.
Magpieing. You know what? No one touches my tool cart because I start growling. I'm not sure I'm doing it with that.
But yeah, but like I think as well, it's good to focus on what customers want to see and sort of educating people as well.
I mean, the overall point of that, the overall point of that is that the content that you're putting out on Instagram, really, it needs to be engaging. You know, you do have to think about what, like, if you want to build your brand and you want to build your Instagram and get people engaging, it does need to be good quality.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing again. It's all down to content, really. You know, so many people message you and go, oh, how do you get more followers? How do you do this? It's like literally you need to just have good content. Like you can't take a bad photo and expect someone to look at it and think, oh, yeah, it's okay. You know, if you took an okay photo and you've posted and you couldn't be bothered to write about it, then someone probably can't be bothered to read it. Yeah, but it does take a lot of time. That's the thing. You know, it's like you got to really sit there and think about what you want to write. And
yeah, it helps.
And sometimes and so if I'm not in the mood, sometimes I just won't post, because otherwise, you know, you just go, oh, and you just I don't know. You know,
I know when you're in that mood because you disappeared for a while. Where's Aaron gone?
I'm just watching, mate. I'm watching everyone. I see what's
just
making the next move.
And another thing as well as taking before and after photos, what I've done in the past is, if you're struggling for content or whatever, if you take a little a small tripod with you and your phone, you can just stick it a couple of feet away and stick it on record and just record 100%. Yourself, and then go through it and find the right frame that you like. Take a picture of it, and you've got a picture of yourself working. You know,
great idea.
And it's so easy, and you just forget. You think the amount of times you've done jobs and you think this could have been perfect, but you know, you think, it takes a while to set this up, and then you think, but people really like that, I think.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to do. Yeah, you've got a picture of yourself working. Like I said, people like to see different things.
Yeah, and it's nice to see someone actually doing the job, because a lot of people, they see the before and after and they just think, oh, well, you
just pops out, doesn't it?
You just go like that, yeah. Especially with the sliders and stuff, you know, they go, oh yeah, you just slide along and it's fixed, you know.
So yeah, we've done the grids, so that's your main place you're posting your media. We've done stories, great place for your day-to-days and keeping people engaged. Another great thing about Instagram, which is actually potentially quite an important thing, it would seem, is the Instagram Reels. Now, I didn't really know much about these until I started doing a bit of research for these shows, but Instagram Reels are essentially where you can post a 15 to 30 second clip. It's 30 seconds, maximum?
Yeah, 15 to 30 seconds, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, a 15 to 30 second clip, and you can make it, you know, you can do a quick live recording, then add in a video you've already recorded. It can be this fun little jumpy video, short infomercial. Now, what that'll do, it'll either add to your main timeline, or you can hide it from your timeline, but it's still in your Reels section. So it's just a short little video for everyone. But the interesting thing that I've just found out, I think it was actually Steve Duamala, was it, that posted this link in the PDR video marketing. Yeah, so I had a good read of that, and what it seems to be is that Google is now going to start drawing in Instagram Reels as a main point of SEO. So let's just say someone's searching for dent removal in Aaron's area. Aaron's got a ton of Instagram reels, let's just say. It's going to start pulling in them 15 to 30-second videos to show people straight away.
Yeah, it's like small. It's like a small advert, isn't it? Like a short snippet.
Exactly. So yeah, it sounds like they're pulling them in along with TikToks, but I don't think that's a viable thing for dent removal at the minute. I'm not sure. Another episode, maybe.
I mean, but TikTok. I think because TikTok's another. It's another company, whereas Google and Facebook, they're all sort of like in it together, really. So
yeah.
You know, Google is YouTube as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just looking at my phone now. I did a little bit of market research before we started recording this episode. So 2 hours have gone by and I've posted my first Instagram reel. I've tried to put like a short little before and after thing of a dent I've done today. And on the end tagged all my social media tags for people to follow. So I've put that up. So in the 2 hours it's been up, it's had 136 views in 2 hours, 13 likes, 2 comments. So not massive numbers, but in 2 hours, that's 132 people have seen it. Yeah, they're probably not all in my area, but that's 132 people who are now...
Yeah, they've still seen it.
...aware of Trident, more aware of, or customers in the area, or whatever. So it's building brands, it's potentially building leads. You know, that's quite a few views in just a couple of hours. And it's the first one I've ever done with no real massive knowledge of how to make this a super engaging thing yet. So it's a positive thing by the looks of it.
What you don't realise as well is it's not just the views.
Yeah, I think you just got to play around with it.
Yeah, it's the impressions as well. So someone might be scrolling past and they might see it and they might go, oh yeah, Trident, but not actually watch it. So it's still an impression, and they've seen it, so they've taken it in.
Yeah. So it's just populating the social medias more and more with your stuff, isn't it? You know, you're everywhere.
Yeah. And I think the more content you've got on there as well, it's sort of you're almost like more established online. So I think you're more trusted.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, actually. Have you found that with sort of clients and that? I mean, obviously, how many followers have you got on Instagram now, Aaron?
I don't know, it's like 5,000, something.
Cool, can I have some?
700.
5,000.
So obviously you've got, obviously they're not all going to be clients, etc. But from that, I mean, you've mentioned before the main bulk of your work actually comes from Instagram. Is that right?
Well, I mean, it's not even that it comes from Instagram, but most people look on Instagram first.
Right.
You know, like it's more like this shop window. They go, oh, hi, I've got your details from Instagram.
Right.
Not from Instagram. They got my details and they've gone, oh, I'll see what he's got an Instagram page. Oh, look at that. And they go, yeah, straight away, I'm using this guy.
Right. So it's sort of the main
like
place.
People just go, yeah, I see your page. And I was like, 100%.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like...
So are you finding though, well, yeah, I guess if everyone's using that as like your before and after, and it's kind of like a backup thing for you, isn't it? You know, if they're seeing that, then naturally it's got that power of, you know, creating trust for your brand.
Yeah, and it's the trust as well. I think the thing is as well, it's like, not hiding anything. You know, if you're doing a video, like that's why I try and do, like we spoke before, you know, it's good to do videos because, you know, and sometimes I'm not happy with it and I do a video and people are like, I don't know what you're seeing, but you know. Yeah.
I mean, again, we did say that, didn't we? You know, in those videos, you can't really hide anything. You know, you're going to see that.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and that's what
exactly what it is. And me and Martin were talking about this before. I think, you know, there's times where you've done stuff, and to your eye it looks awesome, and then you've done a video, you've not necessarily seen it, but then you've watched it back and gone,
oh god, yeah,
I can see a few squiggles there, and then
not putting that up.
But then instantly, you'd be surprised the amount of things I put on a story that I go, oh yeah, just to sort of tidy. You know, when you think it's never going to be perfect, but it will look very presentable. That most people would go, yeah, I'm well pleased with that. And so many people are like, oh, I can't believe you've done that. I can't believe you've done that. You go, really? It wasn't really that impressive for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised that it's like, you always think like the big stuff and the big nasty stuff's going to be what draws people in. But sometimes, you know, it's something that's not
everyday stuff.
You didn't get 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to have that conversation with people
things,
as well.
Like if it edges, yeah.
Yeah, if there is a little bit
bent round, and the paint's cracked.
Yeah. In fact, you did. No. You did that the other day. You did it the other day. You posted something up, and you posted the video where you were explaining that there was a little bit left in it, and this is why, and there's a bit of crap paint in it. But again, it helps show that transparency of your brand and
you're being honest.
Yeah. And people go,
yeah. I think it's really great for that.
Yeah. And it's good to get feedback, and people always say there's like, it's so not, it's good that you're honest, really,
Yeah.
And if I'm not happy, most of the time I say, if I'm not happy, I say, I can't charge you. And people are like, of course you can, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And most of the time you sort of arguing to yourself, and the customer's like, it's fine,
Yeah. But if you've got
a tiny little...
Yeah. Well, you've got such higher standards, and that's not a bad thing at the end of the day.
Yeah,
got to try and get them out the best we can, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it's good for an educational purpose as well. Like other techs, I think sometimes there's techs that'll look at other people's work and just with the view of trying to assassinate them, going, "Oh, I can still see a little bit in it, this, that, and the other." But I'm kind of at that point now where I'm not fussed, because if someone wants to have that conversation, it's great to have that chat as to
how would you address it then.
Yeah, well, here's why there was a little bit of something left in it, or crap, I missed something, sorry. Or it's transparency is key. It's a really great point for it all.
100%.
So I mean, your main grid again, your stories and your reels, which are becoming super important now. I know this is all starting to sound super overwhelming, and believe me, I think all three of us can honestly sit here and say there's points where with all of our social medias, we've gone, enough's enough. We need a little break. So Aaron, you said before, you've taken breaks. Martin, I know it's
really important. Yeah.
You've had pauses because it is a full-time job in itself. And at the end of the day, whatever you do with social media, don't let your standards drop for what you are doing. We're here to fix dents to the highest possible quality. That's the key.
To be honest, as well, actually saying that, I do think it really does help keep your quality up as well. Because if you're always taking photos of stuff and always videoing, you think, oh no, I've got, a lot of the time when you're on your own, you could always go, oh, that's fine. But when you think, no, actually, like, I want to do a good job, and then you show people and they're like, oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's the whole trade thing again. If you're doing trade work, you just like, no one's going to see it. Don't matter. Whereas like when people actually, it's almost like you've got a good audience. And it keeps your standards up, I do think.
And video always brings out the bits that you don't see.
Yeah.
There's time and time, in the past where I've been doing a video or something like that, and I think it's right. And then I run the inspection board and I run the video over, and I'm like, just see something, and you put your finger on it. It takes you another half an hour to fix that.
I think it was a post ages ago where I might be wrong, but I think it was Saul Contreras, and he actually went into explaining about using his phone as a form of quality control, because I think it was something to do with the frame rates that they record at will pick things up that the human eye necessarily probably won't when you're just scanning a panel. So whether that's the thing or not, I don't know. But I think we can all safely say, like Martin was just saying, we've run a phone across a panel and gone, those lines are squiggling. I couldn't see that before. And then you can go back and zone your eye in. Yeah. Don't be bitter. But yeah, it is another great form of QCing as well. And you're right in what you're saying, Aaron. It does keep those standards up there. Yeah, 100%. So if it's good for anything, do it for that. But what I was saying about it being overwhelming, it can get that way when you're constantly thinking about the content to put out. What camera angles am I getting? This, that, and the other while you're trying to do your job. Don't stress yourself out with it. Maybe have a little think about it in the morning before you go to work. Here's what car I'm working on. Here's what I want to get out of it. Here's what I want to put across to my customer base, and then you can just go into it. It's already in your head. You can get on with your job and you're creating the content you want to create. Yeah. So, I mean, they're the sort of main areas of Instagram and what they're useful for. Martin, did you say you had a bit of factual statistics.
Only some boring facts. Yes, these days, 60% of people discover new products on Instagram. I've picked up a few new products this week.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll pinch one off you.
What?
That's secret. We're not allowed to talk about that. 200 million plus visit at least one new business profile daily, and that's a day. 200 million plus people.
Wow.
80% increase in time spent watching video on Instagram.
Say that again.
Recently, 80% increase in time spent watching videos on Instagram.
Wow. That's a massive, that's a scary amount.
Yeah.
So, yeah, considering you've got YouTube, Facebook. So,
I suppose that's probably a result of all the lockdowns and stuff. More people just sat there.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
And, I mean, that's frightening, really. But I suppose from a business.
That's good. It's good.
It's good for if you're trying to get business from Instagram, which is what we're here and why we're chatting about it.
And 1 in 3 stories are viewed from Instagram.
Perfect.
Apparently. Don't know what that means, but I wrote it down.
Good stat. Great stat. But that's actually, go on.
Aaron, what do you use? Do you just use your phone or?
I just use my phone. Yeah, I've got it's not even a new phone. iPhone XR. It's got 1 camera. Yeah.
New enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the camera's.
Go on.
The camera's pretty clear, but yeah, just making sure everything. Again, make sure your lens is clean. That's one thing. Because you can take so many photos and then you clean your lens and you go, oh my god, it actually was just it just had a bit of greasy fingerprint on it.
Sometimes though, that greasy fingerprint can lead to this really nice hazy 70s look. It's
yeah.
Do you use any apps or anything like that to put your photos together?
To be honest, I've put filters on anything because I just feel like it's no point. I've used Snapseed a few times, which is pretty good for editing photos, but I don't tend to edit any photos, to be honest.
No, I think that's critical. It's critical with your before and afters not to do any editing because
just trying to get a good photo.
The second someone sees you edit a photo or picks out that you've messed about with something, what's to say you haven't edited out,
of course,
finer detail, etc. I mean, obviously, going back to what I was saying about those arty shots I've been doing, if you're going to do something to engage someone like an action shot or a tool shot,
of course,
make it look cool, make it look really eye-catching. But with your before and afters and your day-to-day work, you're exactly right, Aaron. I wouldn't touch anything anyway.
I
mean, just got, like I say, I'd probably take maybe 10 photos and then pick the best one.
Yeah.
No wonder your phone's full.
Oh, no. And it's just, it's just silly things as well.
Do you use anything?
Apps.
Go on.
Apps-wise, I mean, I use mostly just the Instagram apps, like Layout.
Yeah, okay. So for laying out a grid of pictures, videos and stuff.
Yeah, just I mean, I used to use Video Collage, but every time I use it, it keeps crashing. It just keeps crashing and crashing and crashing.
Bin it.
Yeah, I've tried a few different apps, but a lot of them, they just crash really.
Do you use anything, Martin, for like all your stories and this, that and the other?
No, not really. I use thumbnail app sometimes because you can you can resize photos for Instagram. So you put your picture onto it and it's already got that size for Instagram.
That's another thing actually. Taking the photos. See, I make sure now is to take the photo as a square photo.
Okay, what in portrait? Portrait, not.
No, in square, just a square photo. So if you're using an iPhone, you can go. Obviously, because I think it's like 4x3 is a standard photo. Yeah. But you can adjust it to just a square photo. So then basically when you put it on your feed, it's not distorted in any way. It's just that's how it is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Exactly what you mean. Yeah. Oh, so it's at 4.3 at the moment. Oh, yeah.
So
square.
yeah.
like that.
Learning every day.
So it's just, and also as well, you can put the grids on the iPhone as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, makes it easier to get your photos lined up.
Yeah, so you can get everything nicely in frame and dead center.
Drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, that's a good tip. That
it's a good tip.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I used Giant Square yesterday, a few days ago, but I think that just messed things up really, because quite a lot of 6 posts in one.
Yeah.
Or 4 posts or something.
Oh, what, putting 4 little pictures in?
Yeah, but I think it's a bit
gets a bit muddled up then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Wordle I've used before as well.
That's a great app. Great app.
Wordle. It's yeah, you can basically, so you can take a photo and then you can put like smoke or fire or.
Oh yeah, okay.
Actually, here's a very good one about Wordle.
Similar.
Yeah, so you saw my minute and a half long teaser trailer sort of thing I did for the start of the year.
Oh yeah,
Monday motivation posts. I did most of that in Wordle and then put it onto Final Cut. So the whole background with the scanning over the ice shelf and the sky and that animation, that was all done in Wordle.
Right.
So I did it in Wordle, exported it to Final Cut to do all my text and logo overlays. But yeah, it's an unreal app. You can make some.
But I do think it's quite important to there's a lot of apps that you can use on your phone that are really good, but you need to mix it with doing stuff on the computer because you can do something on an app and it takes 10 minutes, or you can do it on the computer, it takes you hours. But if you mix them up, you can really get you can build templates on the computer and then have them on the app as photos and things like that, and it really makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point, actually. Again, going back to how overwhelming all this can be, it's a great idea to set up templates for things you want to do. So what I mean by that is I'll do review posts every now and again, like we all do. So you'll post up a customer review, say from Google. Now, I've got a template that I've built in Video Leap, which is an app I spoke about a couple of shows back. That's got a couple of animations of the review moving in and out, zooming in, etc. And that's there already built. So it takes a little bit of time to set that up. But once it's there, all I need to do now is drag and drop the next review in. And within 30 seconds, I've just developed another bit of amazing content that can go to every one of my social medias. And start to finish, within a couple of minutes, that new bit of content's out there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's eye-catching.
100%. It's like you say, making lots of, I've got my computers filled with loads of different templates and things like that. It takes so long to build them, but once you've got it, then you can just, you can screenshot it and it's on your phone. And then you can just put it on anything, you know. But I think it's mixing things up and being creative, really. Not just trying to make things simple, just try and mix it up, really.
Yeah. Again, anyone that's watching this or listening to this, if anyone's got any questions about setting any of this stuff up, because I know we're just sort of rapid fire talking about all these things. And if some things are going over your head, don't be shy. Drop us a line and we'll quite happily talk you through it. You know, either myself or Martin, and obviously get involved. Go follow Aaron on every platform. I'm sure he won't mind if you drop him a message. If you see a bit of content from any of us, if you see a bit of content from any of us and you go, that's pretty cool, I want to do my own sort of version of that. Personally, I'm not going to be bothered. Go and make it your own. Go and do your own style. But if you want to ask a question about it, by all means, drop us a line and I'll help you out. I know Martin will. I'm sure Aaron will as well.
Yeah. Leave in the comments or email us on those dent guys with a Z. At gmail.com.
That's it. So I mean, there is a lot of there's a lot of information in the show and a lot of things that you might be just thinking, I've no idea what you're on about. Just drop us a line and we'll try and fill in. And of course, we will do another Facebook Live about this episode. So we'll field any questions when we put that up.
A lot of it is it's time as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you've got taking time out to learn about it. Really, you've got not be patient and just sort of.
You can't learn it. You can't learn any of this overnight. You know, it takes months and months of doing it and actually getting into that social media platform to actually see how it's working, and then that's how it goes from there.
I mean, I don't know about you.
There's a lot of time
Go on.
Sorry, mate. There's a lot of time, you can spend hours doing something, and then you go not happy with it, and you just, start again, and then you think that was just a complete waste of time. But it's not wasted time if you're gonna learn from it.
Yeah, I mean, what happened with episode 1, Martin?
I was sat in this chair for a week doing the video.
Yeah.
And it would not work. It was an absolute nightmare.
Honestly, that was
130 odd gigabytes. It was.
Yeah, that was a brutal escapade. That was. I mean,
I was up till midnight. I was up at 6 a.m, doing it before and after and during. All for this guy.
For those guys.
I
was just sat drinking beer, sunning myself, thinking, what's he playing at?
So it can take a long time to sort stuff out.
Yeah, I like creating something. It's really nice to look back and go, I made that.
Yeah.
Same with photography. I've always wanted to get into photography, to be honest.
Yeah. I've got to agree with you though. I mean, obviously I've got a creative background from the music side of things, but I think getting into PDR, it forced me to get into the video world a little bit as well.
I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
To the point now where it's like, I'd be happy pretty much creating anything, and I get to exercise sort of a hobby alongside my work as well. So as full on as it is, I'm probably like yourself, I'm that guy that enjoys doing it, and I'm guessing with what Martin does with his videos as well.
Yeah, of course.
It's a massive creative outlet as well. So it is a lot of time. It is a lot of extra work, but if you can try and not see it as work and just enjoy that process of creating, and I think you probably enjoy it more when you start getting the feedback as well.
And also as well is another thing to add with Instagram is, like I say, when I first started and doing trade stuff, they're always like, that's, they never want to talk good about you. And it's not until you start seeing on Instagram and people...
Not until you only do it for £2.50 a panel, mate. Don't bother cutting that bit out. Not bothered.
Don't get me started on the trade.
Bring it on!
That's what you're saying.
No, but socializing with people from all over, really, and seeing what other people do, what other work people are doing, I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's. I think we're in a great time of the industry at the minute as well. It's sort of with all this creative side, I've noticed not one-upmanship. I think people are naturally figuring out their own ways of doing cool stuff, and other people are going, right, let's see what I can do. I mean, going back to that coronavirus post you did the other day, Aaron, I must admit, I sat there and just went, why didn't I think of that? Maybe I should do my own version. But then, like I said to you the other day, it was so good, I couldn't do my own version because
reels, mate. Reels is even better. You do your first reels as the COVID reels, 30 seconds. We do this, we do that, we do this.
Yeah, but it was so professional, well branded, and just eye catching. I mean, did you manage to share that as a main post on Instagram?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Cool. So anyone again that's watching, listening, head on to Aaron's Instagram page and check out the post he did on... It's
also on my highlights as well.
Oh, okay, perfect. So, hit those highlights and find that post
so on the highlights,
COVID.
I've got a COVID-19 update.
Oh, I saw that, the little... but the circles.
Yeah.
I noticed that, today when I was looking.
Super slick, super professional.
But these are pretty cool as well, It's... I mean, some people do different things, like I've got a few on there, like people tagged me in posts like garages, and people tag me in things, and it's nice to put on there. And like I say, I got reviews. I think that I got something else as well.
How do you add those on there?
What's that, mate?
How do you add those circles?
So all that is a highlight of your stories. So any stories that you've ever done is archived on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you can put them in a highlight at any time.
And just name the highlight.
Yeah, you can name it what you want. But like obviously, again, like I said, I've done that on the computer, and then I just transfer it over.
Yeah. So what you need to do is, let's just say you've posted an Instagram story. So I'll just go back to that one I did today with the TDN cart or whatever. So I've done that story. You can hit the 3 little dot buttons at the top of the screen, and it'll give you a load of options. So you can actually save the video to your phone. So you can hit save, and it'll be save video and something else. And then it'll give you other options of things to do. And that's what Aaron's done, I think, there is it'll save to highlight. So you click that and it'll save it into one of those round little dots just above your main grid.
Yeah.
And obviously you can give
you can have as many on there as you want. Yeah.
Yeah. So like on mine, I've got one for reviews, smash that. And what I've done is I've done one for each different type of damage. So I've got damage, dings, hail damage, or actually I don't know if I've got a hail damage one on there yet or not, but do you know what I mean? You can set it up however you want for whatever you want. So people can look at that and go, oh, let's have a look at this kind of damage, or here's his COVID stuff. Let's find out what he's doing, etc. Again, it's just another way of engaging. And another good thing about that, when you do any of those stories, hit those 3 little buttons at the top. And if you've got your Facebook linked to Instagram, you created that story, you can share it straight to your Facebook stories. So you're getting another set of exposure on your Facebook page for...
Yeah, same with posts as well.
Exactly, yeah. So
for me personally, I don't use Facebook anymore, but I do... I just post anything to Facebook. So it goes, whatever I post, it goes straight onto Facebook.
Yeah.
And some people use... I've got like family who use Facebook, but they don't have Instagram, so they see stuff on there. But the only thing that you can't share is like multiple photos. So if you've got like when you can do like 3 or 4 pictures, it won't put it on. It's only like single photo or single video.
Yeah. To transfer it onto Facebook.
Yeah.
I think it does on my business page. If I put multiple pictures on Instagram, it'll put them onto the business page.
Oh yeah,
it does do it.
Oh,
okay, that's worth a little look into.
Yeah, where do your pictures go on Facebook then? If you haven't got a Facebook account,
it's like a page, like a like page, I guess.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So it's a business page, but it's not. Yeah, I guess it is a business page.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've seen your business page. It is.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I try. I don't. I use that was what I used to use mainly.
You don't really bother with it.
Yeah, but that's again. I'm interested to hear what Ben's got to say with Facebook because I've never really had any leads or anything. It's a lot of people just sending messages.
So weird. I remember when me and you first started talking, probably what was it, early back last year, I guess, and even like I explained in the last episode, Facebook is the hub of my business, and I'd say I'd say an easy 90+% of my work comes through Facebook. And I remember speaking to you last year because obviously smashing it, we engaged over Instagram. And I'm like, dude, how you got to where you are on Instagram? Like, do you get many jobs through it? And you were like, yeah, most of my work probably comes from Instagram. And I'm like, what?
It's mad. Yeah. And I think the same with Facebook. I'm like, how do people even get in contact with you?
Yeah.
Most people just send me it. They don't even, sorry, the cat's my turn now.
But it's just a great example of the power of these platforms and getting it right, because you've got Instagram right. So you're getting those leads, which is what the point of all this is developing leads through Instagram. Martin's smashing it on YouTube. He's bringing in so many leads through YouTube.
It's crazy. I wouldn't know where to start. I feel like, I wouldn't
even any money from it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. That's it. And but it makes it worthwhile, doesn't it? You know, if you're putting the work in and the hours, if you're getting something back out of it, it's massively worth it.
Yeah. You got enough in the account for a nice little holiday now, haven't you, mate?
Goodness.
Can I come?
Yeah, of course you can. Both of you can.
I love skeggy.
Yeah. I love my cup. Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for the free cup. I really appreciate that.
Hey! Merry Christmas.
And if you play your cards right, viewers, we'll send you the PDF to glue onto your own cup.
Yeah, you know, we've all got our specialities or niches with social media. So you're doing really well on Instagram, you're doing really well on Facebook, and I'm doing all right on YouTube. So, but
such a down player.
I know.
Leave it out, mate.
But
I think it's different client base as well, completely.
Yeah. But for us to sort of like look into a different social media thing, like me to do Instagram, you just got to get your head around it and set up again and just get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
And for Facebook as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's my...
Also,
sorry, go on, Aaron.
No, and also a lot of the time, if you're going to take a photo or you're going to do a video of something, you've already got the content there. You know, if Martin's doing a YouTube video, he's already got a video of him working on the car. He can cut that out and just put that on Instagram and then share that to Facebook. Like,
very good point. I mean, again, going back to all this being very overwhelming with the amount of content you've got to create, etc. In a lot of ways, it maybe is a lot to think about, but you can make this super simple for yourself. Exactly what you've just said, Aaron. You know, you've created one bit of content, but how can you apply it to each different platform? You know, so again, going back to what I did today with that tailgate dent. My God, we've lost him.
There he's back again.
There he's back. So going back to that tailgate dent I did today. So I've created my before and after 10-second clip, which can go into stories and on my Instagram page. I've developed that same clip into a reel for Instagram, which we just spoke about. It's already gone on to Google My Business and Facebook as well. So that one clip that took me 2 minutes to produce has now just gone across all my social medias. It's generating, you know, all the likes, the comments, the shares. So it's just blasting everywhere. So my point is, don't stress about creating tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of content. Think about the content you have created and how you can apply it to each social media. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah. But you're right. You know, you create that video, you can get a picture from the video, or you can, you know, develop it into something else for a different platform. But it is worth thinking about, though, because each platform has its probably a different pulling power, you know.
And that is one thing, though, I must say, with Instagram, is that it is sort of very social, and you have got to waste a lot of time replying to people, and they are going to waste your time as well. Whereas because it's so personal that people can just message you and they speak to you straight away, they feel like they don't even need to. People forget how to talk to you. You know, it's not like, oh hi, yeah, I've got this damage, blah blah blah. It's just like,
just straight.
What do you charge for this? You know, when can you do that? Why can't you do that? Oh, why haven't you replied? You know, it's sort of, you just posted. How come you haven't got back to me? You know, and people sort of
1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Things all it does, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's the same with everything, really.
Yeah. I think the best one I had, someone was hassling me on Father's Day, and it's like I'd already replied, it's Father's Day, I'm just spending time with my kid and this, that, and the other, and they carried on, and it's like, come on.
I remember last year, so I got a call at like 10 o'clock on Christmas morning, like not last year, the Christmas before, and I was like, Christmas morning at like 10 o'clock. I was like, who wants a dent fixed? Well, I suppose, Christmas morning.
Wow.
Was she like this? She's like, okay. Hello.
Who that? Aaron from Dentfx. How can I help you?
I think I had one on Boxing Day. A lady had got a new car. I think it was a cash guy or something, and she dented it on the Boxing Day, and she rang me at 10 o'clock in the morning. Can you fix this? And I'm like, I'll come and have a look. And I
do get it though, you know, if something happens, you just panic and you want to get it sorted. But like, I get it all the time, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, WhatsApp calls. And I think, so now my phone just goes on to do not disturb.
That is the flip side of social media, because it's so instant and it's so 24/7. I think those boundaries have been broken down.
So you've got that customer base. That's the thing.
So it's definitely worth, and here's a good point for anybody just getting into the social media marketing, etc. Set up those auto replies. And you set your own standards. Like for me, I'm not getting back to anybody before 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's probably a bit late, but once I get in from work, I'm spending some time with my kids before they go to bed.
100%.
But when it hits to 9 o'clock at night, you ain't hearing from me till the next morning. And that's what I've set my auto replies to come on at those specific times, and I'm not answering you. You know, I think keeps it professional as well. You know, if you're answering people at stupid o'clock at night, I don't think it's a very professional thing to do.
Nah.
You know, I think it makes you come across more of a professional business if you do keep a bit of structure to that time.
And also the more you entertain it, I feel like the more people are just going to keep doing it. You know?
I think you need to do it for your own sanity more than anything.
100%.
That's the problem with all this social media. It's there to engage you and keep you going. So you do need to sort of be strict with yourself and to go, right, I'm doing this for marketing purposes. This is not taking over my life as much as it does anyway, Martin.
I've not got to your stage yet. Sorry.
But
24/7.
I know, right?
No, I know it does take over your life. I think that's what people need to remember as well. Like, I know it's good to be, you got people engaged all the time, but you still need to engage with them. You know.
Yeah.
And as soon as you come away from it, people are like, "Oh, is everything all right? You know, why haven't you been on social media?" So I've just been living my life. You know.
Yeah, because I've got to breathe.
Not everyone's on social media. It's just, I think if you're trying to hit the retail market, you know, you get a lot of trade dent technicians out there that don't need to advertise, don't need to do anything. But if you want to try and hit the general public, and get the word out there that you don't have to fill and paint it, you can magic a dent out, then it's worth putting the time in to do it. But
but it is a lot of work. I think that's the thing. It's a completely different business. It's like you really need to entertain people like all the time, and keep teaching people as well, and explaining everything.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Last year, it was sort of. Obviously, we were dealing with pandemic, so that was always in the back of my mind. But it got to the point of being so busy, I'm like, I need someone else to come and dig me out here. So I was very close to the point of taking another technician on. But A, there's a whole pandemic thing that holds you back a little bit because it's so uncertain. But B, I had this little light bulb moment of, hang on a minute, that's the be all and end all of my business is what's happening on the actual fixing side, which I'm probably too much of a control freak at this point in time to let that go. So I thought, okay, the bit I need to free up is my social media marketing time. So my best bet is maybe to look at outsourcing all the social media to someone else to free up my time to do what I do best. Hopefully.
Do you want me to give you my rates?
Yeah, please. Yeah. I mean, if you can come and be my full-time media guy, that would be fantastic. Yeah.
But that's what it feels like. You need someone to like follow you around and sort of film you and take photos all day.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Well, that's the easy bit. It's sticking it all on the internet. That's the hard of it.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's the thing. People don't see. It's like you do that. You go to work, you do the dents, and then you have your dinner, and then that's it. Your whole evening is spent figuring out what you're going to do, what you're going to do in the next thing, as well as replying to customers, and then editing your posts and editing this and getting your next thing ready.
It's definitely worth being very structured. I mean, that's something I sort of employed last year, but definitely the start of this year. I mean, I've got a whole week by week plan of my social medias now, like what posts I'm doing on what days, etc., to which platforms, but also my daily sort of time plan of how I operate each day. So I know I'm up at 5, I'm doing half an hour, just doing all my bookkeeping stuff just to get it out of the way for the day. Probably half an hour, maybe a bit more on YouTube video stuff, just because I've personally set a standard of I want to do one decent video for YouTube a month, because I want to build the YouTube channel after obviously being inspired by what Martin does. So I've got that time in the morning where I'm creating, hopefully while everyone's still asleep. That's just a golden hour for getting that stuff done, and I know it's done and out of the way so I can focus on the rest of the day. So it's definitely really, well, it's worth setting yourself out a plan to stick to so that it doesn't take over your life. And if it doesn't happen, don't stress. There's another day. There's another day you can do it all.
But that's what I was doing, to be fair, in the mornings. Sort of just do it an hour in the morning before you start. You start everything basically. Yeah. But it always ends up sort of taking twice as long as you think it's going to take. That's the thing. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, yeah, but you figure it out though, don't you? You know, you figure out ways of making things quicker and easier for yourself. I know, Martin, we sort of had this doing those Dent guys, didn't we? Show by show, we're trying to nut and bolt how we can be more efficient at sorting the audio out, sorting the video editing out, making everything as streamlined as possible. And it's the same with any social media as well, or anything you're doing.
Well, the last episode I made, once I put the file onto YouTube, I went back into Final Cut and I chopped the bits out and saved them. So next time I do a video, I can just put all the chapters in, and so it takes half the time next time.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the same with text and stuff like that for different platforms.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anyone doing anything for social media or this content creating, think about ways you can make it as streamlined and as easy as possible for yourself. Don't let it consume your time. You know, you're there to push dents, but it is such a powerful way of getting your business out there, getting leads, and just showcasing you and your company. You know, it's especially in this day and age, it's imperative. And we've all been having this conversation recently. There's a whole new breed of technicians coming into the market now who are social media savvy, and they will be nipping at heels.
They're gonna eat us alive.
All you guys that aren't doing your social media marketing, in my opinion, you need to get on it and get going. Yeah,
definitely.
It is becoming a big part of it. You know, I mean, hats off to you if you're super busy and are going to be super busy without it all. Give me a call. Tell me how you're doing it.
I know. And me.
Yeah, but it is imperative at the moment, I think, and it, especially if you're quiet as well. You know, with everything that's going on at the minute, I know it's hitting businesses hard. Social media can be a great way of just getting in front of people to generate those leads. So if you are quiet, now's a great time to start thinking about and creating that content to get on the social medias. And Instagram's a really quick and easy one to start with. I think it's very instant, all puns intended.
Wow.
Sorry. I'll get me coat.
Hit the nail on the head there, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, the community is pretty good as well. I think that's another thing that's quite important. Not important, but it's very good for Instagram. Is like the whole community that you build.
Yeah.
And well, you know, you meet so many different people, and like I say, a lot of people I work alongside now I've met through Instagram. You know, it's so weird. You like, it's such a weird thing as well. You go like, oh, I like your work. He's like, I like your work. Do you want to do some work together? And then
what's your name?
It happens.
It's like that, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's like so that.
Weird. Yeah.
To be honest, talking to them like you've known them for years. And you're
yeah.
What's your name?
But I tell you what's going to be funny. Next time we have a big Dent open day, wherever that is, we'll all walk into a room, right? And anyone who's on Instagram or this, that, and the other, and getting themselves out there, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that know who you are, but you've no idea who they are. So it's going to be, hey man, hey, I love that. I don't know who you are. I'm really sorry. Right, get on Instagram right now so everybody knows everybody when we meet up for a tech meetup. And
but again, with the face as well, getting your face on there.
Very important.
That's it. Yeah.
Very important.
And talking as well, so people, customers can relate to you when they actually meet you in person.
Yep. Get that personality across, and it sells your business. Cool. So that pretty much wraps up things for our Instagram episode. There was a ton of information going on there. So just to reiterate again, please drop us a line if there's anything you want to know further about anything we've spoken about. If there's something you don't understand that we've spoken about, drop us a line. We'll help you out and we'll do our best to pick through it. Or if there's anything we haven't spoken about or got something wrong, jump down in the...
Is there? Well, I think we've covered everything.
Maybe. I don't know.
From what we know, yeah.
We're only human, but jump down in the comment section, let us know, and we'll have that conversation. And obviously when we do the Facebook Live on this episode, we'll try and fit it in there. So it'll all be good. So I think there's nothing much left to say other than thank you very much for coming on the show, Aaron. It's been awesome to have you on as...
Thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Very first.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
So we'll raise
our first special guest.
And I feel privileged. Thank you, guys. Lovely.
Do me a favour, buddy. Remind everyone one last time, what are all the handles for your social medias and where can people find you?
Yeah, so all Facebook, Instagram, it's all at Dentfx. Nice and easy to remember.
Yeah.
We'll stick our links in the descriptions anyway on the videos and our posts. We'll link you in at it and hashtag it.
Yeah, do all those necessary
all the things.
All the things.
All them things.
All them things.
Man, it's been awesome having you on. It's been a great crack. Maybe we should do it again.
I grew this moustache especially.
Nice one.
Someone did ask, I can't remember who it was now, so I'm really sorry, what oil you used to create that beast of a moustache.
I know, wax.
What? From the inside of a wing, or?
Yeah, wax off the rods.
Sit there at work.
Yeah, no, just wax it up.
It's a beast, mate.
Full-time job. This and Instagram, you know.
I do 2 hours of dent work a day.
Yeah.
The rest of the time is preening.
I'm getting this moustache ready for next week.
Hello, old chap.
Please just put the hat on before we go because it's quality.
Yes.
It's Captain Birdseye.
Captain Admiral
guys.
Just in case anyone doesn't know, Aaron has made a quality purchase and moved into a houseboat.
What have we done? The dent boat.
The dent boat. I mean, I don't know whether this is a breaking news story, but apparently, legend has it, in 2021, Aaron's going to be going on a UK-wide tour. Are you not? You're going to get the boat stickered up with Dentfx and get the tools on board and pay all the canals?
I can't wait for the open day. I'm going to bring my dinghy.
Good. Oh, there he is, look.
He's ready. Just in time.
Look at that. Happy
his tail.
Right, dude, do you want to sign us off?
Well, yeah. Thank you very much, Aaron, for chatting to us. And that is it for this episode of Those Dent Guys. So, cheers.
Cheers, everybody. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Cheers. My snidey mug. Tell it out.
Toodles.